Okay, so in the video that you sent, it was number one, so good. You were sliding when you said three, so the timing was good there. So we'll be moving on with that sort of thing, which is what's on the screen right now. So basically we got three things, kind of just taking what you did last time, moving further along with it. Number two from last time, so keeping the fingers down, that was good. One thing to point out, so when you were doing the 5, 7, 8, you kept trying to use your first, second, and third. First, third, and fourth for that. You basically have three patterns in the scale shapes we're using here. You have whole step. So basically from your index finger you go up a whole step. So we're using the first, third, and fourth. You also have go up a whole step, half step. So also first, third, and fourth. And the other pattern is go up half step, whole step. That one you use your first, second, and fourth. So anytime you have the whole step, use your first, third, and first, third, and fourth. When you have your whole step, half step, also first, third, and fourth. When you have your half step, whole step, use your first, second, and fourth. Okay. And then I don't remember if we've talked about holding the guitar up on the left leg, because I think we may have. Because like with that struggle you were having, like to play down on these low frets. Again, if you actually feel like it's easier for you to hit those stretches and it's more comfortable for your hand and your wrist to hold the guitar on the right leg, then keep doing that. But if it feels easier on your left hand to hold the guitar like this, to hit those big stretches, get in that habit. Do that. It is very important if you want to be able to play as best as you can. Okay? So, it may not be the most comfortable position to sit in for a long period of time. I mean, yeah, you got to keep the back straight and all that stuff. But, yeah, it's definitely, if it helps you play better to hold it this way, you want to go for that. So with number one here, one of the things I think, we looked at something similar to this last time, I believe, but because a chord transition wasn't happening exactly as it needed to, we did the slide stuff instead. So, from last time, you got used to sliding when you said 3. So, we have whole notes right now, so everything's going to last for a count of 4. So, what you're going to do is move to the new chord on beat 1 of the next bar. When you get to that chord, that is when you strum. So if you need to, and this is a very important thing. It's a subtle thing, but it's also very, very important to make sure that what you do play, everything that you play, sounds as good as possible. So, if you need to, just work on going from the A5 to the B5. Get that right hand up after you strum the A5. And then once you get to the B5, basically just work on moving to the B5 and strumming at the same time. And just go back down to the A5. Just go between those two. So here's a couple things that people do that you do not want to do. A lot of times people will stop the chord, move over, and then strum like that. We don't want this. Keep the pressure down. If you don't keep the pressure down, then you stop the chord. We want the chord to continue ringing out as long as possible. So keep the pressure down. Don't let off pressure at all. Just like when you're sliding. We basically are sliding. If I don't pick, that happens. That's what's happening here. If I'm not picking, you can still hear notes ringing out because I am continuing to hold the pressure on the strings there. Okay? So, you're going to be moving to the next chord on beat 1. So another thing you can do without the metronome first is just still go between the A5 and the B5. And you can, start doing this first. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So holding out that 4, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's helpful for some people, and that's usually how I count these sorts of things anyway. So again, you move on beat 1, not to get to beat 1. So here's the other thing people do. Is they'll do that. They'll go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. But you see, they're basically like sliding their hand on the upbeat of 4. So they're doing something more like this. They're going like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. We do not want that. No. At least for the purpose of what we're doing here, we don't want that kind of slide thing happening. We don't want to slide then pick. It needs to be at the same time. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, go. 2, 3, 4, move. 1. I shouldn't have said 1, I should have said 2. So yeah, sometimes that helps people if you say move on the 1. So either way, just make that change. Chord and the strum happens at the same time. Alright, so I'll do all 4 speeds here in the video. I'd like you to follow along with the video at least a few times for each of the speeds, and then when you're starting to feel more comfortable with it, you definitely do it on your own as well. So here we go. 60 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. You can just say done on that last one. Alright, 80 beats a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. And 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Okay. Number 2. And I need to change something here. Not good. Well, part of this is chopped off here. Yeah. So we're gonna work on what part that's gonna have to be chopped off, I guess. Yeah, basically working on muting while getting your fingers to move. So as it says at the top of the page, and you'll see in the PDF, it says when you go to the A string, the tip of your index finger needs to be up underneath the E string. So when you're starting out here, it's like my index finger is laying across everything. It's putting pressure on the low E, but it's just barely touching all the other strings. Getting a little bit of harmonics there because the 12th fret is harmonic friendly. But anyway, this is to make sure that we don't have a bunch of noise ringing out. And as you're playing the guitar, especially with distortion on, you're going to get all kinds of vibrations and whatnot happening, and those strings will start making noise. So when you leave a string, especially with distortion on, that string is going to vibrate just by letting go of it. So we want to make sure we eliminate that. So what we're going to do to eliminate it, when your index finger goes up to the A string, it needs to be up underneath the E string. So basically, like, the tip of your finger needs to be literally up underneath that E string. Let's see if I can get closer. Oh boy. That was attractive. Okay, hopefully that's looking somewhat okay. So yeah, like right up underneath it like that. So you don't want to have it like this. Basically, and you don't want your index finger on a tip either. It's got to be more like at a 45-degree angle. So hopefully you can see that indentation on my finger. That's where the string was. That's where my finger was on the A string. Okay. So it's almost like, if you look at it, you'll see the string kind of going through the top part of your fingernail. So basically, you want the string on the other side of your fingernail. So think of it like you don't want to have your index come up way up here and then come back down. Think of it, you just kind of want it to slide from the E string over to the A string. So you have to lift up the pressure a little bit, so this way you're not dragging it. You don't want to do that. Just have the pressure come up a little bit and just kind of maintain contact with the strings. And then once you hit that A string, again, your index should be laying across the D, G, B, and E, but the tip of the finger needs to be up underneath the low E string. So, say no need for a metronome on this. I just want you to go nice and slow and focus on getting rid of any excess noise that you may hear. Just keep it as clean as possible. So, we just basically go up and then back down. Repeat, and then go to the next pattern. One more time. I'm going to go a bit slower here. Pick out however you feel comfortable. The important thing here is the left hand. Terrible pinch harmonica at the end. Alright, let's get this back. Okay, and number 3, taking these chords a bit further. So, part of that's cut off here. Let's just do this so it's not distracting. So your major chords, you use your fourth, third, and first fingers. Minor chords, you will use your fourth, second, and first fingers. So, again, if you feel that that holding these chords is actually easier with the guitar in your right leg, then go ahead and keep doing that. But if you do feel it's easier to have it tilted up like I do, then build that habit. Always play with it tilted up like that. Okay, so I guess the goal here is to be able to play this whole thing at 60 beats a minute. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to demonstrate it at 60 beats a minute. So you got quarter note, half note. So instead of letting the third note of each bar, instead of letting that note ring out all 2 beats, once you get this chord arpeggiated, you can use beat 4 to start moving your hand to the next chord. Normally we don't want to do that, but to help you get used to changing these chords more efficiently and just getting your fingers to cooperate, that's okay in this instance. So take advantage of that extra beat there. Alright, so you're just going between a major and a minor shape. Start with a minor this time. We started with a minor last time too. No, we didn't. We started with a major last time. So anyway, just going between A minor, G, A minor, G, and then down to F, E minor, F, E minor. So look at when I'm doing this. Remember, the only difference between this the minor shape and the major shape is the minor's got the middle finger, and then the major's got the ring finger. So you really don't even need to take your pinky and index finger off. They just kind of moving around. Basically, just kind of doing this. As you're changing chord to chord. It's really just exchanging the middle finger for the ring finger. So see if you can keep your pinky and index finger down as you're moving from position to position. And then you're just changing out, again, the ring and the middle finger. Alright, here we go. Count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Okay. There we go. So I can't remember what theory stuff we left off on. I have a feeling it was writing out note names for different chords. If that's the case, and if you have any work done, send me a copy of it. Like, take a photo and send that over. That would be good. Or just let me know what we left off on, because I can't remember. So yeah, and then I can do more theory stuff with you at that point too, if you got that time. But so there we go. That's the new stuff. If you have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. And hope your the business trip goes well, and I'll see you again next week.